sell my stock in thingamabobs and buy whatchamacallits.
Mother?
Sell my stock in whatchamacallits and buy thingamabobs.
Mother?
I don't care if I lose money.
Mother, I want to talk to you. It's Christmas Eve and we haven't so much as hung a stocking.
Can't you see I'm busy, dear? We'll talk about it later.
Mother, I want to talk about it now. What's gotten into everybody anyway? All I ever hear about is whatchamacallits. Has everyone lost their minds?
It's thingamabobs, dear, and I love mine. Goes nicely with my suit, don't you think?
But what does it do, Father?
Do? Why, you can... Well, it doesn't actually... Well, just look at it, isn't it fantastic?
Where are the lights in the tree?
Aren't you a little old for Christmas, dear? What's more important than money?
Lots of things are more important than money. Like love.
Oh, darling, that's so adorable and quaint. But at Christmas time, everyone knows that love is replaced with something much more meaningful. Goodies, stuff, the haul, the take, the booty, the payoff, the presents. And with an unlimited warranty, they're much more dependable than emotions.
Oh, how can you say that? What about compassion and sympathy? What about goodwill towards men?
I'm afraid you need to grow up, honey. Emotions don't make money. Gadgets do. Thingamabobs are what Christmas is about this year.
Here, sweetie. I know it's still Christmas Eve. Your mother and I want you to have this.
A whatchamacallit? Oh, how could you? This can't be what Christmas is all about. Oh.
It's thingamabobs, dear.
Excuse me, but could you spare $100, miss?
$100? What happened to a dime?
Dime doesn't buy much these days.
Here's $20.
Thank you anyway, but I don't really need the money. I was just testing you.
Testing me? For what?
The spirit of Christmas. Too bad no one else knows what that is. I remember a time when everybody knew.
I can hardly remember myself. Things just haven't been the same lately. All everyone cares about is thingamacallits or these whatchamabobs. Making money. Where has the true spirit of Christmas gone?
I know what you mean. It would take a miracle to bring the spirit of Christmas back. I don't think anyone can save Christmas now.
That's it. I'll do it. I'll save Christmas.
No offense, miss, but how can you do that?
I'll find the spirit of Christmas. It has to be out there somewhere. Maybe it's at the North Pole.
The North Pole's quite a ways away from here. Hardly the place for a young lady to go alone.
Somebody has to do it. Things just can't get any worse. Somewhere over the North Pole, way up high, there's a man who brings joy to all every Christmas night. Somewhere over the North Pole, skies are white, and the spirit of Christmas shows when the time is right. Today I'll start my journey there that takes me where the northern lights surround me, where troubles melt like snow in spring and Santa's helpers smile and sing. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the North Pole, reindeer fly up and over the rooftops. Why, they're no white cats.
fire you! Get off my street, you bum!
Who's that?
The Grinch. He's a mean one. You should get going. Looks like there's a huge storm coming.
On fly ball to center, going.
This is an emergency broadcast. The stock market has crashed. Billionaire Grinch is bankrupt. I'm ruined!
Tito, I have a feeling we're not in the Big Apple anymore. We must be over the North Pole.
Are you a good Grinch or a bad Grinch?
Who, me? Well, I'm not a Grinch at all. I'm Dorothy from New York City.
Well, there is all that's left of the wicked Grinch. Let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old Grinch at last is dead.
Ding dong, the Grinch is dead. Which old Grinch, the wicked Grinch? Ding dong, the wicked Grinch is dead. Wake up, you Wall Street heads, rub your eyes, get out of debt. Wake up, the wicked Grinch is dead. He's gone where the poor folks go. He's broke, yo ho. Let's open up and sing and ring the bells out. Ding dong, the merry-o. Sing it high, sing it low. Let them know the wicked Grinch is dead.
If you please, I am looking for the spirit of Christmas. Do you know where I might find it?
The only person who might know would be the great and wonderful Wizard of Claus himself.
The Wizard of Claus?
He lives at the North Pole, and that's a long journey from here.
But how do I start out for the North Pole?
It's always best to start at the beginning, and all you do, follow the red Rudolph nose.
But what happens if I
just follow the red Rudolph nose?
Follow the red Rudolph nose. Follow the red Rudolph nose. Follow, 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 follow the red Rudolph nose. You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Claus. You'll find he is a jolly old whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a jolly old whiz there was, the Wizard of Claus is one because of the Christmassy things he does. You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Claus.
follow the red Rudolph nose? Follow the red Rudolph... Now, which way do we go?
That's the way some folks go.
Who said that?
However, I've seen people take that road as well.
Hey, get a job, you bum!
Of course, some people go both ways.
Well, that was mean. Why did they yell at you?
Because in their eyes, I'm a failure.
Why do they think that?
Oh, I'm a failure because I haven't got a job. Things just haven't been the same since the hula hoop factory closed down.
Well, what would you do with the job if you had one?
Why, if I had a job, I could while away the minutes designing fancy widgets that every kid would love. Oh, that truly would be something, get my heart really pumping if I only had a job. I'd reveal a new invention with every good intention of helping children play. With the toys I'd be making, I'd be bringing home the bacon if I only had a job. Oh, I could tell you why the kids these days don't buy the kind of toys that make them sad and bored. And then I'd think of toys some more. I would not be just a nuttin', an elf down on his luckin', or dressed just like a slob. I would dance and be merry, though I'm rather short and hairy, if I only had a job. Where are you from?
New York City. Well, Manhattan, that is. The spirit of Christmas is missing so badly there. I'm going all the way to the North Pole to get in the Wizard of Claus to help me.
Do you think if I went with you, this wizard would give me a job?
I couldn't say. But even if he didn't, you'd be no worse off than you are now.
Yes, that's true. Won't you take me with you?
Well, of course I will.
Hooray! We're off to see a wizard!
To Claus?
To Claus!
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Claus. You'll find he is a jolly old whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a jolly old whiz there was, the Wizard of Claus is one because.
Look, Mount Grinchmore.
Hey, what are you looking at?
Oh.
Yeah, hasn't anybody told you it's not polite to stare?
How would you like it if everyone just stared at you?
Why, we've been walking a long ways, and I was just admiring your beauty, and
Well then, why don't you take a picture? It lasts longer. Where do you think you're going?
We're going to the Wizard of Claus.
She's going to see the wizard. Bah, humbug. No Yuletide.
Yeah,
no Yuletide. Hey, could you scratch my nose? I got this awful itch.
Yeah, well, what about my nose? Not a one of us can scratch it.
If I could get a hold of it, I'd scratch it right off your face.
Well, what about me?
Yeah, what about you?
Well, what about me?
It's
I think
always
everyone
about
should pay
you.
attention to me.
Says
That's
who?
what I
Says
think.
me.
I think
Right back
everyone
at you.
should-
Come along, Dorothy. You don't want any of their advice.
Why, it's an elf made out of tin.
What?
Oil can.
Oil can? Oh, wait, here it is. Where do you want to be oiled first?
My mouth.
He said his mouth.
Here.
My goodness, I can talk again. Boy, have I been waiting to talk again. Why, I've been silent for so long I almost forgot what I was talking about. Good thing I didn't forget how to speak. That would have been terrible. So terrible.
Maybe oiling his mouth wasn't such a good idea.
Oh, goodness. How did you ever get like this?
Well, about a year ago, I was attending a Star Trek convention, minding my own business, when suddenly it started to rain. And right in the middle of a conversation about a Klingon invasion episode, I rusted solid. And I've been that way ever since.
Well, you're perfect now.
Ha! Just look at me if you think I'm perfect. Go ahead, look at me.
Oh my.
Dreadful. Yuck. What a geek.
It's true. The tinsmith forgot to give me some cool.
No cool?
Yo, fool, no cool. When you've got no sense of fashion and Star Trek is your passion, then people call you fool. But I'd put away my big ears and all my action figures if I only had some cool. I'd be trendy, I'd be funky, I'd be a cheeky monkey, but never ever cruel. I'd have style running through me and a blog devoted to me if I only had some cool. Picture me down by the sea, a stroll along the strand. A voice says, "Nice shirt, man." I'm not a geek. Tray chic, just to hang out with my homies, some folks who really knows me, but don't think I'm a tool. Life would be a ding-a-dairy, every Christmas would be merry if I only had some cool.
Oh, you poor pitiful dweeb. You know, we were just wondering why you couldn't come to the North Pole with us and to ask the Wizard of Claus for some cool.
You're going to see a wizard?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if I went with you, this wizard would give me some cool?
I couldn't say, but even if he didn't, you'd be no worse off than you are now.
Yes, that's true. Won't you take me with you?
Why, of course we will.
To Claus?
To Claus.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Claus. You'll find he is a jolly old whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a jolly old whiz there was, the Wizard of Claus is one because.
Put him up. Put him up. Which one of you first? I'll fight you both together if you want. I'll fight you with one mitt tied behind my back. I'll fight you standing on a box. Just because I'm smaller than you doesn't mean I can't whoop ya.
Ha! Who said that? You?
Why, you're an elf no larger than a bird.
You're not scared? You're not afraid?
Why, you're nothing but a small little softy.
You're right. I am a little softy. In fact, I'm just plain little. I want to be king of the forest, but no one respects me because I'm so small. People laugh at me or ignore me. Sometimes they don't even see me. I don't want to be mean or scare people. I'd rather be playing with toys, string, and shiny bits of tinsel. I just want people to think highly of me.
Oh, that's too bad. Don't you think the wizard could help him too?
Well, I don't see why not. Why don't you come along with us? We're on our way to see the Wizard of Claus now, to get him some cool.
And him a job.
I'm sure he could get you some respect.
Well, wouldn't you feel degraded to be seen in the company of the littlest elf? I would.
No, of course not.
Gee, that's awfully nice of you. My life has been simply unbearable.
Oh.
Yes, the future's not so shiny when you're born to be this tiny, a fate I can't reject. But I'd show I'm made of something, over fences I'd be jumping if I only had respect. I'm afraid it's plain to see I'm just a mini-me, an elf of no concern. I'd be taller than a mountain,
I'd be cool as a fountain,
I'd be busy as an accountant.
If the wizard is a wizard who will serve,
Then I'm sure to get a job.
some cool
true spirit.
respect
To Claus?
to Claus.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Claus. You'll find he is a jolly old whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a jolly old whiz there was, the Wizard of Claus is one because.
Yo, not so hard. Well, what have we here? A hottie and several little naughties.
Please, sir, we have come a long way to see the Wizard of Claus.
What for?
We're hoping he'll grant our wishes.
Well, I'll have to see if he's in a wish-granting mood. Meanwhile, come on in.
That's how we stitch the day away in the merry old land of Claus. Buzz, 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 tap, 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 and a couple of table saws. That's how we elves can toil away in the merry old land of Claus. We take a cup of joe, put on our hats and shoes. Before too long we're done and take a snooze. Jolly good news. And a couple of old elf songs. That's how we sing the day away in the merry old land of Claus. Make a bow collage. That's how we wrap the gifts with flair in the merry old land of Claus. That's how we wrap the day away in the merry old land of Claus. That's how we wrap the day away. In the merry old land of
The wizard wants to know if you've been a good little girl or a bad little girl.
Well, I've been a good girl, as good as I can be.
Well, all right then. I'll announce you at once.
Did you hear that? He'll announce us at once. I've as good as got my job.
I can feel my cool coming on.
I'll save Christmas and be home in time for dessert.
In another hour, I'll be the biggest of the big. Long live the big.
If I were big and impressive, not short, not thin, not weak, I'd be so big and impressive, I could champion the small and the meek. I would fear no beast, be it fish or fowl, with a ha and a ho and a big elf scowl. I would wiggle my ears, and the elves would cheer, and the reindeer bow, and the toys kowtow. And then Christmas I would dig if I were big. You wouldn't be able to step on me. Each person would show respect to me. Though I'm big, don't fear. I would spread good cheer and dance a merry jig.
We're big, just big.
Your Majesty, if you were big, how big would you be?
Well, I'd be bigger than a bigamist.
What about a cross between an elephant and a rhino?
Elephino.
How about a hippopotamus?
Why, I'd be bigger from the top to the bottomus.
What if you met the Jolly Green Giant?
I'd be obnoxious and defiant.
What if it were a Brontosaurus?
I'd show him who is king of the forest.
How?
How? Stature. What makes a tree out of a seed? Stature. What turns a pony into a steed? Stature. What makes the blue whale not feel blue in the misty mist or the dewy dew? What makes the humpback guard his hump? Stature. What makes us stare at a mountain in wonder? Stature. What makes the lightning deserve all its thunder? Stature. What makes the statue defend its spot? What puts the hot in Hottentot? What have they got that I ain't got?
Stature.
You can say that again. Huh?
I am the great and powerful Claus! Who dares disturb me?
If you please, I am Dorothy, the young and cute. Well, we come to ask you...
Silence! I am tired and in need of a nap now. Come back tomorrow!
If you were really great and powerful, you'd grant our wishes.
Do you presume to criticize the great Claus? You ungrateful creatures! Think yourselves lucky that I'm giving you audience tomorrow instead of 20 years from now. The great Claus has spoken! Pay no attention to the fat old man behind the curtain. Go before I lose my temper. The great and powerful Claus has spoken.
Who are you?
Well, I'm the great and powerful Wizard of Claus.
You are?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
No, I'm afraid it's true. There's no other wizard except me.
You're Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly so. I'm Santa Claus.
Oh, you're a very bad Santa.
Oh, no, my dear. I'm a very good Santa. I'm just a very bad wizard.
Well, you'd better be good enough to help Dorothy find the spirit of Christmas. And what about us?
Well,
What about the tin elves? Wish for some cool.
Well,
And the respect for the littlest elf.
Andropo's job. That's what we want.
That's what we want.
You do? Boys, you're aiming low. You not only surprise, but you grieve me. Why, anybody can have a job. That's easy if you don't care about what kind of job it is. Every creepy creature that crawls on the earth or slinks through the slimy seas has a job. Back where I come from, we have buildings that are full of cubicles where people go each day to do nothing more than you do now. But they've all got something that you don't have, a title. And since I find myself in need of a foreman, I hereby officially promote you to the simultaneous positions of Executive Vice Elf, Chief Foreman of Toy Production, and Senior Right-Hand Man. Oh, Right-Hand Elf.
Oh, joy! Rapture! I've got a job! How can I ever thank you enough?
Well, you can't. And as for you, my fine friend, you're a victim of disorganized thinking. You're under the unfortunate delusion that simply because you are small, you can't get respect. You're confusing size with impact. Back where I come from, we have men who are called role models. They are held up to the community as examples of the best, and they have no more stature than you have. But they've got one thing that you haven't got, a shout-out. So let me say in front of all the inhabitants of Toy City, in the merry old land of Claus, that you, the littlest elf, have the biggest heart of anyone. You're like a child I visit each year, pure of heart, kind in thoughts, and happy in life. You are our role model.
Shucks, folks. I'm speechless.
And as for you, my rusty friend, you want some cool. You don't know how lucky you are not to have any. Cool will never be practical because the minute people know something's cool, they all do it, which makes it uncool.
But I still want some.
Yes, well, back where I come from, there are men who do nothing all day but generate speculation about their lives. They are called boheme, interesting men, and they've got no more cool than you do. But they've all got something you don't have, an air of mystery. First, you'll need some shades. Here. Wear them at all times, day and night, inside and out. If they can't see your eyes, they don't know where you're looking. Second, don't ever smile. At the most, smirk. People like that whole tall, dark, and handsome thing. You're plenty tall for an elf. The handsome thing? I can't help you with that. Third, don't talk. The mysterious man says little and lets everyone else project their interpretations on him. Now do you feel cool? Yo.
Oh, they're all wonderful.
Hey, what about Dorothy?
Yeah, what about Dorothy?
Yeah.
Dorothy next.
Yes, Dorothy. Dorothy.
Oh, I don't think there's anything in that big red sack for me.
Well, no. On the contrary, Well, you forced me into a cataclysmic decision. The only way to get Dorothy some Christmas spirit and get her back to New York is for me to take her there myself.
Will you? Could you?
Child, you cut me to the quick. I wouldn't pass up New York on Christmas Eve. Good people of Claus, it is time for me to... Yes, well, be that as it may. I, your wizard, par ardua ad alta, am about to embark upon my yearly journey to deliver toys. And I hereby decree that until what time, if any, that I return, Dropo, by virtue of his highly superior position, shall rule in my stead, assisted by Seppo, by the virtue of his intense cool, and by the littlest elf, by virtue of his stature. Obey them as you would me, and, well, that's all. Thank you.
Oh, come back. Don't go without me. Please, come back.
I can't come back. It's Christmas. There are so many toys to deliver. Besides, once the reindeer get started, even I can't stop them.
Oh.
Goodbye, folks.
Oh, now I'll never find the spirit of Christmas and I'll never get home. Oh.
Stay with us then, Dorothy. We all love you. We don't want you to go.
Oh, that's very kind of you. But this could never be like New York. Mother must have stopped wondering what happened to me by now. Oh, Dropo, what am I going to do?
Look, here's someone who can help you.
Will you help me? Can you help me?
You don't need to be helped any longer. You've always had the power to go back to New York.
I have?
Then why didn't you tell her before?
Because she wouldn't have believed me. She had to learn it for herself.
What have you learned, Dorothy?
Well, I think that Christmas spirit isn't something you find just laying around like an old sock. It's something that you have to make from inside yourself. Is that right?
That's all it is.
But that's so easy. I should have thought of it for you.
I should have known it with my cool.
No. She had to find it out for herself. Now, these magic stilettos will take you home in 2 nanoseconds.
Stilettos? What magic? Oh my, these are beautiful. Tito too?
Tito too.
Oh, now?
Whenever you wish. Are you ready now?
Yes. Say goodbye, Tito. Yes, I'm ready now.
Just close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times. And think to yourself, Happy Holidays, Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays.
Dorothy! Dorothy! It's me, Mother. Wake up, honey.
Oh, Mother, it's you.
Yes, darling.
Hello there. Anybody home? I just dropped by because I heard the little girl got caught in the big... Well, she seems like she's all right now.
Yeah, she got quite a bump on the head. We kind of thought there for a minute she was going to leave us.
Oh.
But I did leave you, Father. Well, that's just the trouble. And I tried to get back for days and days
There, lie quiet now. You just had a bad dream.
No, Mother. This was a real, truly live place. The spirit of Christmas was lost, and I traveled so far to try to find it. Doesn't anybody believe me?
Of course we believe you, Dorothy.
Oh, but anyway, Tito, we're home. Home. And you've decorated for Christmas. Oh, and there's the tree, and tinsel and lights, and you're all here. And I'm not going to leave here ever again because I love you all. And, oh, Mother, Father, happy holidays.